Hi, I wanted to walk through some of the thinking that is in my head, and I've been collaborating with Becky on a lot of this OKR iteration. So I'm just going to share my screen. Where we started collectively, we took everything that was submitted out of Gitlab and just represented it with stickies. Everyone had some great comments. We moved some stuff around. The vision, mission, objective, strategy, tactics framework just works well for my head. So I wanted to see how that would work. Vision being, the CEOs, OKRs, the mission being the CMOs, OKRs, objectives being Danielle's OKRs, and then tactics are the things that our teams recommend to meet the objectives. And through the tactics, what we start to recognize when we group them is strategy. So that's that. Read through the company OKRs handbook page, and then went to a trusty spreadsheet. This might be the world's widest spreadsheet, so I apologize for that. But I wanted to use this framework just to try and bring some cohesion to everything we're doing. So you can see mission, vision, objectives. So I grabbed the objectives that Danielle has currently, oh boy, right here in this epic. So start on localization, etc. You can see all of that across here in our objectives. So increase conversion rates, switching inquiries from MQL, assessing impact, start on localization, and this was cross-functional collaboration. So it's kind of work in progress. I only did this as long as I needed to start to move back into GitLab. So under increased conversion rates, of the tactics that were submitted here, navigation, updates for SEO, etc. These all fell into a strategy of improving UX. And Becky came up with these awesome themes. So growing inbound marketing metrics, supporting marketing metrics as a whole, etc. So these are the 4 themes that fit to this part of the strategy. Measure everything is another one, and that came from these tactics. So moving into GitLab, this is the draft epic that I have together for increasing conversion rates. So that's the one that would extend this one from Danielle's objective. We have the primary objectives, the key results that Danielle's defined. This is all Becky's work up here. It looks awesome. And then we can start to do some report outs on it. I made a slight change from what Becky had in the spreadsheet and put our strategy here. If we don't have a strategy, then this would simply link out to the OKR. That's what we need to do this quarter, is figure out what the strategy is. If we do, then each one of these can link to issues or epics that are tactics that will achieve the strategy that then will achieve these primary objectives. And then we can also associate down here the associated issues and epics that's going to achieve this objective of increasing conversion rates. So we've also over here have moved what Becky had down here as OKR themes to themes on the strategy. And what I like about this is if we open another tab, once this is fully populated, through all of the top level objectives, we can see all the things we're doing to achieve growing our IM metrics, or looking at what specifically is R&D across the 3 top level OKRs. So I think that will be a value to us later. Eventually, once we have all of the tactics written up as issues or epics, these will all link so we can go right into them, and we'll have the KRs written in there. So here's another example for switching to inquiries from MQLs. So our strategies doing this is social distribution, support inquiry driving pages for cross-functional teams, and again, some more UX opportunities. And I've just populated these first 2 to illustrate where I think we can iterate to. So we have the epics and issues down here, and this is the tactic. So for social distribution strategy, we're going to explore distribution channels for the blog and free trial email nurture and report back on that. The primary objective we're supporting here is general inquiries. So from there, I just have this template. I'll share this in the open issue So some assumptions I'm making is just some familiarity with that page, the OKRs page. And I took a stab at just some instructions on how to write an OKR. So I'm not going to go through it word for word, but effectively it's, let's find which objective, what you're recommending your specific OKR supports. So the example would be, this Q2 team objective will support the objective of, this half objective. Let's say it's not a quarterly, or it is a Q2. Let's change that. So, improving the navigation will support the objective of increasing inquiries, for example. So you'd create that. Little bit of a format is this quarter's team objective plus the thing you want to do and where you will do it. So an example is FY22 Q2 OKR, increase inbound users to free trial page. You can apply the appropriate themes. These are the themes that Becky's come up with. I think they're excellent and are going to add a nice level of tagging to group together a lot of hierarchical organization we're doing. Then you want to write nested issues within your objective that will be the tactics, and those tactics will have associated key results. So the title format is tactic : key result. So an example could be improve UX of marketing site navigation. A 0.4% increase of users that engage with the navigation will visit the free trial page. So once all those objectives and associated KR issues are submitted, I was thinking Becky and I could look through and start to identify what the themes are. And those themes would be strategies. So improve UX is an example of a strategy that I was seeing amongst all of our submissions. So that's where my head's at. Again, you can look at Becky's, like where all of this came from is from Becky's first take, probably many takes at adding organization to this. So what I'm recommending is instead of having the theme as the title, we would move to having the objective as the title. And instead of having OKR focus themes, those actually become the strategies. And then the theme up here is applied to the strategy. So we can have multiple themes. If that's looking good, what we see here in a lot of these are issues that need some hygiene and grooming. So we could go through, walk everyone through this, get a green light, and then we could request that all of the leads on inbound marketing rewrite their appropriate issues using these templates or this format. And if everyone's already too busy to do that, because the quarter's already gone underway, potentially Becky and I could divide and conquer, and I could do the digital experience teams and Shane's data and analytics teams, and then maybe Becky can do the cross-functional stuff and the content team stuff. So just put this together for context. We'll keep the conversation going in the comments.